Texans fans, woosah, woosah.
That was big sauce.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuned into, let me make sure I got this right. What's up? Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuned into the Texans Happy Hour. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports, the Z at the end. Follow me on the tick and the talk. Can't hear myself. I hear the secrets that you keep. Follow me on the tick and the talk. What's up, TikTok family at Big Sarge Media? Make sure you are subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texans Tailgate Talk. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports at the Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. What the hell is going on today? Did I miss something? What's up, chat? What's up, TikTok family? I had a feeling that today I was going to have to just wait just a tad bit, because I know that there was going to be some people who were going to experience
Emotional damage.
Yeah, there has been a lot of
emotional damage.
After the Houston Texans lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday night, prime time, by a score of 20-19, there were a lot of people that experienced
emotional damage.
Yes, a lot of emotional damage. There's a lot of people that are pissed off. Hey, better to be pissed off than pissed on. I know that is an old country saying, but still, man, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who have experienced
emotional damage
over the last 24. It ain't even been a good 24 hours yet. I seen it. I saw it. I was live and in person. I did the press conferences. I did the locker room. I did the Zoom today with head coach D'Amico Ryans. I seen everything that the fans were saying. Texans fans. Woosah. Just calm down for a second. One of the reasons why I waited to do this show so late was because I wanted everybody that you all follow or listen to get whatever it is they got out. Just get it out. Oh, by the way, I'm part of a new Houston Texans reaction show after the games. It's called the Texans Cookout with myself, Chancellor Johnson, DJ Bieneme from ESPN, and Jonathan M. Alexander from the Houston Chronicle. We call it the Texans Cookout. I'll give you all more information. I'm going to clip up some things from our show today. But with that being said, right, I let everybody get everything that they needed out. Hey, Miss Jordan, how's it going? And I see y'all in the chat. Y'all know I'm going to come back and talk to you all. I seen everything that was said online. I seen everything used to get a reaction out of you all. I seen some of your favorite content creators. I seen some of your favorite media members say what they had to say. Listen, I'm not here to sugarcoat. How long have I been on this show? Hey, Miss Jordan, close your ears for a second. Hey, look, I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. I'm not. If you put sugar on boo-boo, it's just sweet boo-boo. That's it. It's still boo-boo. It's just sweet boo-boo now because you've added sugar or caramel or whatever it is you add to it. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing for you all today. I don't sugarcoat. You know, if you know anything about me, I keep it 100 and I stand 10 toes down. What did I say before I left to go to before I went to go? Thank you, Miss Jordan. Before I went to go to the game on Monday. Hey man, there are some things that need to be worked out. There are some things that needs to be worked out, some things that need to be done. And the Houston Texans started off like they were going to do that. The Houston Texans started off like they were going to do that. And then the next thing you know, hey, back to the old Houston Texans. So for those of you all who have been living under a rock, who is just playing catch up, the Houston Texans lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a score of 20-19. And the score isn't indicative of what actually happened. What actually happened was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got their lick back. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got their lick back. Because if you remember in 2023, when they played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, CJ had 10 play, 75-yard drive that ended, I think, in a 15-yard. It ended in a 15-yard touchdown pass to Tank Dell, and that left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers like 6 seconds on the clock. I think the final score was 39-37, but that left them 6 seconds. Well, ironically, what happened with the Houston Texans on Monday night? Tampa Bay scored to make the score 20-19. It was 6 seconds left. 6. Ain't too much you can do with that. Side note. So on the Texans cookout, right, there was a couple of things that we discussed. And like I said, I'll chop that up and put that out on my social media pages. Make sure y'all follow me on the social media pages. One of the questions that was asked was, do you think that D'Amico should have called timeouts when Tampa Bay got close? Yes, I do believe that they should have called timeout because for no other reason, I want to give CJ another chance to get on the field to try to do what he needs to do. I want to give CJ another opportunity to get on the field. And hey, no matter what has transpired throughout the game, I want CJ to be on the field. And you never know. I mean, you throw the ball down the field and get a pass interference. You get in Kyrie Fairbairn's range. You never know what could happen. But I would have used those timeouts in order to get him, in order to get CJ back out on the field. So I did not like how that ended. What year was this? Chat, help me out. Chat, help me out. What year was it that the Texans were playing the Cleveland Browns and Nick Chubb, when he was with the Browns, broke through the line and got like right near the goal line and then went down? Because at 9:16 p.m., I put in the group chat that has DJ, Chance, Jonathan, and even Cody M. Davis, I replayed the touchdown run, and I said, is it just me, or does it look like they let him score? Like, I have that. 9:16 p.m., I said, this was right before the press conference started, and that's why Jonathan Alexander asked Coach that question. But it just looked like, and DJ tell me I'm wrong. DJ said, why would they do that? They still had 3 timeouts plus a 2-minute warning. They could have. I'm saying to myself, after watching that entire game, that one play, thank you, Brian Williams, 2020, week 10, the Browns won 10-7. When he broke through that line, I said, this isn't the maximum effort. And then DJ said, well, no, I mean, if they weren't giving a maximum effort, why would they be running 17 miles per hour to try to chase him down or whatever the case may be? Cool. I don't care how many miles. They could have been running 55 miles per hour. It did not look like they were giving a wholehearted effort to stop him. The Browns had been stopping the Texans' run game the entire night. And now all of a sudden, Nick Chubb just breaks one open like that. The end of the game. At the end of the game is where they have their slip up. It just seemed weird to me. It just seemed funny. Now, if that would have been Woody Marks, I would have understood. I'd have said, no, Woody made this happen. I don't know if I'm ready to believe that that's just Nick Chubb. And don't get me wrong, I think that Nick Chubb is still a very serviceable back. Is it me? Or does something look funny in the light? It don't look funny in the light to y'all? It don't look funny in the light to y'all that they scored on that. Y'all know. And I'm sorry, TikTok family. I haven't figured out yet how to incorporate you all from the computer so I can go live and I can incorporate y'all into when I do these type of things. Okay. Hold on for a second. Give me a second. Okay. Where are we at? Right here. All right. And oh shoot. This is we're gonna start this thing off early, family. We're gonna start this thing off early. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Oh, that is sharing a contact. Let me share my screen. Let's go and take a look. So here's the play, right? Here's the play. Let's look at it from the end zone. Here we go. Does that look like a? Let's look at it from the other end zone view. Okay, let's look at it from the sideline view. Okay, let's look at it from the TV view.
Chubb's got 18. Add to it, Nick Chubb. Touchdown Texans. They're on.
Let's look at it from the end zone one view. Y'all tell me, y'all telling me this is what y'all trying to tell me, not y'all per se, but this is what they're telling me. They're telling me that Tampa Bay didn't let him score. All right. It's neither here nor there. We can talk about that at another time. Let's go ahead and get some things off our chest. On Monday, Houston Texans head coach DeMeco Ryan said that Christian Kirk and Braxton Berrios could be back this week, so they could potentially have. They could potentially have some of their offensive firepower back. Something that, especially with Christian Kirk being a veteran slot receiver, they could. He could come back, and Braxton Berrios as well could come back and give CJ some relief, right? He could come back and give CJ some relief. But here's my thing, right? Let's go ahead and get this thing. Once again, you're tuned to the Texans Happy Hour. I'm your host, Big Sarge. We are sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. Make sure you go to www.hallfamilyestates.com. They say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine, and that's the closest thing to it. Hold on for a second. All right. I was about to lie to y'all. I was about to lie to y'all and say, hold on for a second. See, I don't sound loud. I was about to lie to y'all and say, I really don't like to toot my own horn. I'm lying. Toot, toot. toot my own horn. Hey, but I'm also, hey, hold on for 1 second. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'll say I am wrong. Hey, man, Sarge was wrong. Sarge got it wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But when I'm right, damn it, get out of my way, because I'm going to let you all know when I am right. And I was right in saying, hey, the offensive line of right tackle Titus Howard, right guard Ed Ingram, center at the time it was Jake Andrews, but now since he got hurt, but center Jake Andrews at the time, left tackle Laken Tomlinson, and left guard Laken Tomlinson and left tackle Ariante Ursery is the offensive line that helps protect CJ. Like, I told you all this. I told you, hey man, I watched this with my own eyes. Listen, I know for some of you all, I don't have the platform for you. I don't have the big platform for you. So you tend to be like, man, nobody want to listen to such. Yeah, you can kiss my ass on that one. But I don't give a damn what platform I'm on. I know that, one, I know what I see with my own eyes. Two, I know the game. Three, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Four, if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. But damn it, I was right. And I told you all when I was in West Virginia that this is the lineup that has helped CJ, get to the point to where he can actually run and execute plays. CJ had 50, he had under 2.5 seconds. It was 50% of his attempts. He was 6 of 12 for 84 yards. Over 2.5 seconds, 50%, 7 of 12 for 123 yards. For 123 yards and a touchdown. Told you all, this is the lineup. This is the lineup that this is the offensive lineup that helps him out a whole lot. Now, hold on. With that being said, though, they're going to have to do something about Laken Tomlinson. I get it. I understand. Something's going to have to give. Something is going to have to give. That interior part of that Texans offensive line, and I know I just said that's the best. And hey, y'all know how the song go. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough, because here we are back where we were before. So that's the best. That's the best that they could do, right? That's the best that they could do with that lineup. But you're going to have to find some way to get better. And what I mean by better is true. They still got beat by some stunts. They still got beat by some delayed blitzes, but it wasn't as bad. But some of the job that Laken Tomlinson did, I'm saying to myself, bro, you've got to be better. You've got to. Because at this point, that's all CJ has. That's all CJ has. Now, with that also being said, CJ had a lot of time to pass the ball. CJ had a lot of time. The problem that I'm seeing when I'm looking at CJ Stroud, is he is shell-shocked. He's shell-shocked. In a minute, I'm going to show you a couple of plays, because remember I said on X that there's a secret weapon that the Houston Texans have that they can exploit if they can if they can scheme it the right way. If Nick Caley can scheme it the right way. And side note, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Okay. After 2 weeks, let me tell you where the Houston Texans rank as far as offense is concerned. They're 28th. Now, this is out of 32 teams, y'all. This is out of 32 teams. They're 28th in total yards at 265.5 yards per game. They're 28th in passing yards. They're only averaging 166 yards per game. They're last in scoring at 14 points. And they're 20th in run yards at 99 yards a game. So they almost average 100 yards a game, but they're number 20. All right. Once again, I understand. But there's something that D'Amico Ryan said. There's something that D'Amico Ryan said in training camp 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, he said this. He said, hey, when we get these rookies in here, they have to be ready to hit the ground running. We didn't draft them to let them sit around and develop. Hold on. Timestamp 20 and go. Because I need to start writing this stuff down too. All right, so D'Amico Ryan said, we did not draft these guys. We did not draft rookies for them to sit around and develop. We need them to hit the ground running. We need them to hit the ground running. We need them to be prepared and ready to go by day one. So if you're doing that for the players, D'Amico, are you holding Nick Caley to the same standards? Is Nick Caley held to the same standards as the rookies that you draft? Because you just signed a brand new offensive coordinator. He has to be able to hit the ground running, right? If he has to be able to if the rookies have to be able to hit the ground running, then so does Nick Caley. And if he isn't getting it done, then what are you doing? Then what are you doing? DJ made a great point, and I brought this up on the Texans cookout. DJ made a great point before we started the show, and I said it on the show. DJ said the first 15 plays for the Houston Texans look good. After that, you're wondering what the hell going on. Did it not look like that? Did it not look like that on Monday night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They scored in back-to-back drives. And then after that, it took them to the end of the game when when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense when Nick Chubb scored on a rushing touchdown. Y'all keep that to yourself. But the first 15 plays look amazing. After that, once the defense starts adjusting, Nick Caley looks like how Bobby Slowick used to look. It's only been 2 games. I understand he still has to get adjusted. He still has to, get some more game time under his belt. I got that part. I understand. I got it. But by the same token, now, y'all know that my NFL fandom is on hold for this season. I ain't rooting for nobody. I've been a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan. I can take that fandom off hold at any time. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I was a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I put that on hold. I'm looking at other teams. I'm exploring my options. That's another story for another time. You know who Nick Caley looks like to me? Nick Caley looks exactly like Kellen Moore used to look when he was the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Kellen Moore, who is now the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, when he was the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, his first 15 plays looked amazing. After that, get it how you live. And for those of you all who are not familiar with that African American term, get it how you live is make it happen. Make it happen. I don't know how you're going to make it happen, but make it happen. Well, Sarge, hold on now. Kellen Moore helped lead the Philadelphia Eagles to a Super Bowl last season. Nah, not really. You had all those weapons at your disposal That's why the Eagles have a really good team. They have a really good team. It's really like insert offensive coordinator here. Their offense may not look very well the first 2 games, but they're still undefeated. They're still finding ways to win games. Last season, they were more explosive, of course, but we're only 2 games into the season. I know who Kellen Moore is, and if you look at Kellen Moore with the New Orleans Saints, he's exactly who he was with the Dallas Cowboys. Hold on for a second, y'all. I've got to pause this because this is a great question. Y'all give me 1 second. We'll get back to the show, but I have to answer this because y'all know I love to look into the chat and sometimes pull out some things that are being said. He said, Zay says, and welcome to the show, Zay. No disrespect, but as a football fan and a man, do you think we should only go through life with one team? No. No, no, no. Unless you are employed by said team, unless said team has helped you in some way. Other than that, your loyalty doesn't belong to just one team. Your loyalty doesn't have to only belong to the hometown team. Like, no. If you want to switch teams, switch teams. Now, if you're switching teams and every team that you switch to is always the ones who keep winning, then when they start losing, you switch and jump to another team. Now your fandom has to be brought into question. But if you were, I don't know, if you were a Jets fan and you're just tired of what the Jets are doing, if you're tired of what the Jets are doing, then just say, I don't want to be a Jets fan no more. They're horrible. They're trash. They suck. And I'm not saying that about the Jets. I don't watch the Jets enough to do that. And I'm actually rooting for H-Town's own Aaron Glenn. I'm rooting for Aaron Glenn to be successful in New York. I don't watch them like that, so I'm not taking a shot. I just pulled them, out of the air. But if you don't want to be a Jets fan no more, don't be a Jets fan. If you don't want to be a Packers fan anymore, don't be a Packers fan. Don't be a Chargers fan. Like, be whoever you feel like you can be loyal to. Now, if you keep switching every 2 or 3 years, then I'm going to call you Captain America. Oh, some of y'all don't know what Captain America means. I had a friend that when I was in the Army, well, a battle buddy is what we call him in the Army. I used to call him Captain America because everywhere everybody else was from, he was from too. If somebody was from Wisconsin, man, I think I'm from Wisconsin. What? I got people that live in Wisconsin. Really? Yeah, man, I'm from North Carolina. Man, I got people that live in North Carolina too, man. It's like Captain America. Are you from everywhere? Like, you got people everywhere? Everywhere you got people. So don't be Captain America when it comes to your fandom. All right. I'm shocked at Sarge answer. Why, Senor Boble? Why is that? All right, so getting back to what we were talking about with the Houston Texans, I will say this. CJ Stroud is shell-shocked. For those lifelong Texans fans who has been a Texans fan since 2002, you all will know when I say this name, who you do not want CJ to end up like. David Carr. David Carr took 76 sacks? Was it 70 something sacks in one season? And then after that, he became shell-shocked. He never looked good standing in the pocket. Another player who y'all don't want me to say the name, and I'm not going to call him number 4. I'm going to tell you, Deshaun Watson. After Deshaun Watson took all those sacks, he started to get a little shell-shocked in the pocket as well. Because for as good as these quarterbacks are, none of them likes to get hit like that. None of them likes to get hit. And so some of the things that you've seen from CJ on Monday night, missing passes, not throwing the ball on time. A lot of that comes from shell shock. You know how I know it comes from shell shock? Watch his feet. Watch his feet. Sometimes CJ drop back and he's chopping. You know who else used to chop like that? Davis Mills. When your feet get to chopping like that and you're not getting set. Now, don't get me wrong. There was some passes. CJ set in the pocket, set his feet, looked amazing. Some of it did not. Some of it was him having enough time to throw, but in his mind and in his internal clock, it did not look like he was ready to throw. Oh my God, I've been a fan since 2002, and he does look shell-shocked. We are cooked. Yeah, he's starting to look shell-shocked. He's starting to look like Caleb Williams last year. Hey, ironically, Nelly is nice, and that's on TikTok. Ironically, CJ was the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL last season. With 52 sacks, he took 52 sacks. You know who was first with 68? That guy. Caleb Williams, who also looks shell-shocked in the pocket. No matter what great offensive coordinator you go and get, you're going to have to, and I'm talking about how the Chicago Bears went out and got Ben Johnson, the former offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, who's the head coach. Hey, no matter who you go out and get, you're going to have to break those habits. You're going to have to break those habits of being shell-shocked. And let me put it like this. Hold on for a second. Y'all give me a second. Where is it at? Here we go. Y'all remember I was telling y'all about Minnie Riperton? Hey! Here we go, y'all. Sing it with me. You know the words. If you don't, still sing it. I stumbled across the photograph. It kind of made me laugh. It took me way back down memory lane. Let me take you back down memory lane real quick. Do you remember when the Houston Texans made the change to put Titus Howard at left guard next to Laramie Tunsil last year and started Blake Fisher at the right tackle, and Shaq Mason was at the right guard until he got hurt, and then they put in Juice Scruggs? But do you remember when they moved Titus to left guard, what happened? The first one or two games, CJ was shell-shocked until he realized he had enough time to throw the ball. Until he realized that, okay, maybe I do have just a little bit more time. And the problem was last season, especially towards the end of the last season, the offensive coordinator wasn't on the same page as CJ. CJ wasn't on the same page as the offensive line. The offensive line wasn't on the same page with CJ. CJ wasn't on the same page with the one wide receiver and these other wide receivers that he really ain't played with, but he's practiced with. He's trying to get them involved. Injuries decimated that team. Of course, we got it. You can't use the excuse. You would like to use the excuse. I feel like if Joe Mixon was there, things would look just a tad bit different, because Joe Mixon is a very good running back. He made the Pro Bowl. He was selected. He wasn't added as an alternate. He was selected to the Pro Bowl. He did not have a bad season last year. So what Joe Mixon did last season was he cleared some of the ailments that they had. He cleared some of the ailments that they had. But if you go back and you look, you'll see that not a tad, it would be a big difference with Joe. Okay, thanks, Nelly is nice. He said not a tad, but it'll be a big difference with Joe. I believe that as well. But when CJ realized that he had more time, then he started to look more comfortable in the pocket. Then we started to see a little bit of that 2023 CJ Stroud. I feel the exact same way. Right now when it comes to CJ Stroud. He's shell-shocked. And you have to remember, see, a lot of you people don't take into account. I'm talking about a lot of these Texans fans who want to take a dump on CJ. And like I said, I'm not saying I'm about to show you in just a second some plays where it was CJ's fault. CJ is not without blame for Monday's game. He has to take his lumps as well. He has to take accountability, which he did, but he has to take accountability too. So I'm not giving CJ a pass, but I just factor in everything. What do I tell you all the time? I don't just look at the selfie. I look at the panoramic view. And so you got a quarterback coming out of college who ain't took a lot of hits, who hasn't taken a lot of sacks, who had a lot of time in the pocket to be able to dissect. Not only that, with some of the best wide receivers in the nation that are playing in the NFL right now. And so you bring him in 2023, he doesn't take a lot of sacks. He takes some hits, he takes some sacks. But in 2024, he getting hit. And although everything isn't always about being sacked, he's getting hit. He's getting pressure. He's getting, it's too many people around his feet. And so now this is something he has never experienced before, or hasn't had to experience probably since high school. So now it's like, okay, so what's going on? And they move very, very fast in the NFL. So it's all this chaos coming at him, and he's still trying to dissect things. But after you've been hit, and then you get hit, and then you get hit, and then you don't have time to do what you need to do. Next thing you know, you're looking up, and you got a shell-shock quarterback in year 3. Y'all give me 1 second. I know my wife texts me. I knew she did. Hold on. I got to hit her back so I know that I'm okay and she's okay. There we go. So CJ is still shell-shocked. One of the reasons why I know CJ is still shell-shocked is because he had time on Monday night to make some plays, and he didn't. He had time to make some plays, and he didn't. There was some very, very, very bad throws by CJ. There was some very, very, very late throws, which brings me to 2 points. One, side note, the very first one, y'all got to get Nico the ball. I don't give a damn if you got to force feed it to him. I don't care. Hey, run the patented. Hey, if you're a real Texans fan, you know what play I'm about to say. What is the one staple of a Houston Texans offense? Like, what is the one play that identifies as, hey, this is the Houston Texans play and the Houston Texans play alone? There's one play. It's one play that look, I've been covering the team since 2017. I've seen that one play over and over and over again. You goddamn right, Tay. Screen it. Screen. If that's the way to get Nico going, then run a wide receiver screen. I hate that play. I think Nico is too big to be running that play. But by the same token, if you got to find some way to get him comfortable and get him the ball, then you find JBJ receiver screen. You find every way to do that. Every way to get him the ball. Because you can't start off with a 29-yard touchdown bomb and then all of a sudden don't give Nico the ball anymore. Nico, and I'm writing an article on this. Nico, through 2 games in 2025, right, has 6 catches. He has 6 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown. 6 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown. What's up, Alexis? Hold on for a second. Can we all relax? I know it's the same old shit. But, man, we started 0-2 CJ's rookie season. We all right. Are you? I can't pronounce your screen name. And you're right. The Houston Texans did start. There's only been 5 teams that started out 0-2 and made the playoffs, and the Houston Texans were one of them in 2023. Mind you, now I didn't say that CJ or the Houston Texans weren't capable of making the playoffs. The title of this show is Texas fans woosah. Calm down, pump your brakes. I didn't say that, but through 2 games, Nico Collins has 6 catches for 77 yards. He caught 3 catches in week 1, 3 catches in week 2. Now he was targeted 10 times. It's another story for another time. Let me take a drink. That may be a show for another time. Now, you know what Nico was through 2 games in 2024? There you go. Hey, did you get my text? Did you get my text? Okay. Hello. The chat says hi. They didn't, but they will once it catches up. That was my wife coming in from work. So last season, through 2 games, Nico had 14 catches for 252 yards and 1 touchdown. Let me say that again. Through 2 games in 2025, Nico Collins has 6 catches for 77 yards and 1 touchdown. Through 2 games in 2024, Nico Collins had 14 catches for 252 yards and 1 touchdown. Against the Colts to open up the season last year, he had 6 receptions for 117 yards. Against the Bears, he had 8 receptions for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. He had more receptions in 1 game last season that he's had combined in the first 2 games of the season. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, Nick Katie? What are we doing here? Sorry, y'all, my head itches. Woo! What are we doing here? Because once again, the Houston Texans offensive coordinator, just like Bobby Slowick did for over 2 years, is causing you what?
Emotional damage. Emotional damage.
I had to say that twice. So while CJ is still shell-shocked, and why they can't get Nico Collins the ball, there's one offensive weapon that I do believe that the Houston Texans can actually use, that they need to use, that a lot of these teams aren't scheming for. And we'll talk about that right after the break.
Hi, Laura Williams coming to you here from Easy Honda. Just want to remind you that this is my new home, and here at Easy Honda, we are here to take care of all your vehicle needs. From new vehicles to pre-owned vehicles, we've got what you are looking for. And if you're a business and you're looking for vehicles, we've got a great selection here at our dealership. For any information on getting your next vehicle here at Easy Honda, you can reach me at 281-224-3666. Remember to ask for Laura Williams. We make it easy here at Easy Honda.
Hey, welcome back. You're tuned to the Texans Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. Make sure you go to www.hallfamilyestates.com. They said you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine, and that is the closest thing to it. All right, before I went to the break, we were talking about CJ Stroud being shell-shocked. We were talking about the offense needs to get on track. We was talking about how Nico Collins hasn't had the offensive outbreak that he had in 2024 to start off the 2025 season. And then I said, there is a secret weapon that I feel like the Houston Texans can use. I feel like that they can use him. But him and CJ have to get on the same page, one. And him and CJ have to get on the same page, one. And Nick Caley has to scheme for him and has to make sure that he is in the plays. That y'all give me a second. What are we looking at? All right. So go to the fourth quarter. Boop boop ba-doo. Boop boop. Fourth quarter. Here we go. And for those of you all who don't know who I'm talking about wide receiver Xavier Hutchinson. They need to get Xavier Hutchinson more plays if you're going to have him in the game. Also, side note, hey, look, I don't ever want to see Justin Watson playing more than, and I think he only played 3 more snaps, if I'm not mistaken, than Jaden Higgins. But it's time. Hey, look, you can't keep the plastic on him forever. Hey, look, Jaden Higgins is not one of them old school couches that your grandmama, your big mama used to have back in the day. The one that sat in the living room where it was the love seat, the couch, and the chair, and everything was wrapped in plastic, and you couldn't sit on it because that's the good furniture. And I used to say to myself, first of all, I don't want to sit on this hot-ass furniture anyway because it's hot. Texas is hot. And if I sit on the plastic, I can't get up. And if I do, it sounds like Velcro. Big mama, I won't sit on your couch because this couch is going to take take skin off the back of my thighs. So I'm good. But why the hell do you still have plastic on? Why? Why we still got this plastic on this furniture? Take the plastic off. Hey, Nick Caley, take the plastic off of Jaden Higgins. I don't know what you need to see. I don't know what's keeping him out of playing the bulk of these plays. I don't know if it's a practice thing. I don't know. But put him in the game and let him figure that shit out. Justin Watson is playing because he played with Patrick Mahomes. What are we doing here? I digress. Let me share this screen. TikTok family, you're just going to have to listen to me. Listen to me and walk with me through it. Visualize it. Visualize what I'm about to show. Because I ain't figured it out yet, but I am. But hold on. TikTok family, y'all can't get mad. Because what did y'all get last night? What did y'all get post-game? Y'all know what y'all got post-game. You know what you got post-game. All right. So, here we go. This is 1st and 10 from the Tampa Bay 35. This is in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes and 16 seconds left. I want to show you all something. Oh, come on now. You can't do this to me. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Why are we? Okay, this is what I want to show you. This is all they're going to give me. All right, so let me back this play up. Let me back it up. Okay. So you see where Nico is at the bottom. You see Jalen Noel is next to him. Up top, right here next to Dalton Schultz, is Xavier Hutchinson. I want you to watch how CJ misses him, but I also want you to see the route that he runs and when he comes open. See right here? Even though CJ is looking to his left, okay, of course, you're going to look to see what your first read is probably Nico. I don't think your second read, but this ain't my play. I don't call no plays, but your second read is probably Jalen Noel. Your third read is probably Dalton Schultz right here, and your fourth read is probably on this play. I'm 9 times out of 10. I'm pretty sure that Xavier Hutchinson is the last read on this play. But when they go back and they watch it, because I'm going to show you another play where the exact same thing happens. Now watch. See when he breaks open? By this time, when he breaks open, now CJ has turned and looked at him. The ball should be let go. I've never played quarterback. I've never played quarterback in the NFL. I can't tell CJ when it let go. But if I'm playing Madden, the ball is gone. The ball is gone. And look what CJ does. CJ throws it behind him. Now let's look at this end zone view. CJ has the time. What I tell y'all about the choppy feet? What I tell y'all about the choppy feet? Why is he chopping? Just drop back. I'm not a quarterback's coach. That's for Gerard Johnson. I'm just saying. You all see it. Watch again. Everything is open. He comes off those reads quickly. At this point, Xavier Hutchinson is open. He's open right here. CJ should get him the ball. This should be able to get, he should get him the ball right here. Yes, we're playing Monday morning quarter. I got it. We are. But 2023 CJ, he don't miss this throw. 2023 CJ, he doesn't miss this throw. If you're watching him go across, why are you throwing behind him, CJ? You got the time. You got the time. And if you throw it to him, let me rewind this play. If you throw it to him early, if you look right here, why aren't you leading him? And I'm only asking, why aren't you leading him? It's easy for me to say because I don't play quarterback in the NFL. We're just going back and watching. But I'm asking, why aren't you leading him? Because I've seen you do it before. I've seen you do it before. This in 2023, some parts of 2024, this is a routine staple for CJ Stroud. Clean pocket, clean vision. He throws it behind him. All right, hold on. Hey, Sarge, ask CJ how many footsteps he was hearing when he threw that ball to LB. Who is LB? I don't know who LB is. LB's made Mayfield look like Madden 04 Vic. So let me look. Hold on. There's another play that I want to share with you all. Like I said, Xavier Hutchinson. I believe that Xavier Hutchinson can be a secret weapon. You could use him more. And I would love to see I would love to see a 4 wide out set that included Hutchinson, Nico, Higgins, and Noel in the game, or Kirk once he comes back. But let me go back to the play-by-play. Let me show you another one. Let me show you another one. Now, that was in the fourth quarter. Let's go back to the first quarter with CJ and Hutch. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. What is it? Oh, it's early in the game. It's early in the game. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me share the screen again. That's not going to get the screen shared, Sarge. This is going to get the screen shared. Let's share the screen. Let's look. And look, let me tell y'all something. I'm not one of these. I'm not one of these all 22 guys. I'm not going to go and break down every play. There's just certain plays I'll look at that I'll talk about and I'll keep it moving. And I'll talk about it on this show. And I really, sometimes I may put a play or two out on social media, but other than that, nah, we're just going to do it right here. I do this with the family. Y'all fam. All right. So you see it again, right? Now, who is this? Watson right here. It's maybe Noel. And then you have Higgins and I think that's Higgins. Not Higgins. That's Nico and Xavier Hutchinson. Watch. Same thing. Almost the same. Not the exact same play, but watch. This is the first quarter. Look how comfortable CJ looks. Look at him, already got his head snapped around, and he already knows the only option that he has is Xavier Hutchinson. And look, and that goes for big yards. Now, what I don't understand, and TikTok family, we're gonna have to go through this together. Like I said, we're gonna go through this together. What I don't understand is, so the one thing that I used to ask the wide receivers last year about was, hey, how come y'all end up in the same spot a lot? How come y'all always like end up, not always, but how come on a lot of plays y'all end up in the same spot? And is this something that Ben McDaniels, who's the wide receiver coach, who is the offensive, who is the passing game coordinator now, is that something that he's drawing up? Who's the passing game coordinator? Yeah, so he is. So he's still the wide receiver and passing game coordinator. Is he scheming up these things? How are they always in the same spot? I don't understand that. They're in the same spot. But when you watch this, look, why is Nico and X about to be in the same spot? It's neither here nor there. It's not what I wanted to show you. What I wanted to show you was this. Watch how CJ sets his feet. He has the time. It's a quick throw. Get the ball out of his hands. See that? What did you notice? No chopping of the feet. PS3, hey, look, I promise you with everything I love that I'm going, and then talk to my TikTok family, I'm going to try to find a way that I could do this. I don't know how to do this yet when I'm live to show you all these things, but I want to incorporate you all into the show, and I'm going to find a way to do it. That's one of the reasons why I go and give you all a post-game show. I gave you a post-game show in LA. I gave you a post-game show last night after the Bucks and Texans game, because you all don't get everything like this. So I try to make sure, are you on? No, what is Discord? Hold on, let me write that down. Somebody got to help me do that. What is Discord? I'm gonna look it up. PS3. Hey, if you could drop me something in the inbox to tell me what I need to do in order to get this done, I damn sure will do it for you all. I promise you. But I want you to look at something. Look at how CJ sets his feet. Look how he gets the ball out, and look how he leads the wide receiver. Let's look at it from another way right here. That's a smooth, clean play. That is a smooth, clean play. Now, I got one more that I want to show you. We looked at the fourth quarter. We looked at the first quarter. We seen the differences. Now I'm going to take you to one more play, and then we're going to talk more about this. Second quarter, 9 minutes and 21 seconds in the game. Here we go. This is another play that I don't understand what was going on with CJ. This is a question I probably will this is a question I'm gonna probably get a chance to ask him throughout the week about some of these things, because if I'm looking at this, I know he's looking at this as well. So here we go. You got Xavier Hutchinson and I think that's Jalen Noel. I only know where Jalen Noel is because he got on red shoes. But here is Xavier Hutchinson right here. Now, this is going to be a completed play. What I want you to see is this. Okay, maybe. Hold on. Okay, no. So maybe that's Higgins up there. Shoot, I got to go back and look. So now I'm seeing, okay, so maybe this is Hutch in the slot. Okay. Now watch. Now this is a completed play. This was a big gain. But watch. Look when he breaks open. If CJ hits him right there, he has all of this room to work with. If he hits him right here, all of this room, everybody else is covered. This is actually a well-designed play by Nick Haley. All that room. But CJ waits, And then he hits him right here. And the only thing that he has is that. Now let's go ahead and look at it from the end zone view. CJ has the time. If you can look right here, I wish I could show you. If you can look right here, Hutch is already open, but CJ is looking to the left. I don't know what his read is. I don't know what the play calls for. Now, when he comes back, he still has time to get him the ball. Watch. There's Hutch. CJ got his head turned right now, right? He's still looking. But at this point, let's go back to the sideline view. At this point, nobody is still open, right? Everybody down here is covered. Here's a man here. Here's a man here. I guess that's Watson down there, and this is Nico. Still covered. Now, I don't know why CJ didn't. Let's look at this. If he turns his head right now, and I don't know what he was waiting on, but if he turns his head right now, and now look, he even turns, he's still open right here. And I don't know why CJ didn't get him the ball. I don't. So, with that being said, this is why I tell you I'm not going to give CJ a full pass because some of the things that happened was on him. Those were just on the Hutch plays. I didn't show you the play where he threw the ball at Dalton Schultz's feet. I didn't show you the play where he missed Nico Collins when he was open. The red zone play, the goal line that they had, the 3 plays that they had to punch it in. I feel like they should have ran the ball, but at least twice. Or if you're gonna do that, get CJ. You can't just roll him out with only one option. You can't roll him out with only one option. You got to give him another option. I felt like, you remember that play? Y'all remember the play? Hold on. Now I got to go back and show it to you. One more again. Say, whoop, there it is. Hold on. There is a play that I am looking for. Y'all give me a second, because we're going to get back to it, because I know y'all want to talk about the what you call it. Y'all want to talk about the defense. We're going to talk about the defense in just a second. Where is it? Whoa, there it is. Nope. Whoa, there it is. Y'all give me a second. I didn't have this written down, and I just thought about it. Oh, man, it was on second down. That I do remember. Where is it? What quarter was that? Where it was like 2nd and 1. And CJ hit. Oh, okay. Let me just look at it this way. Y'all give me a second. Give me 1 second. Nope, it wasn't that play. It was a 2nd and 1, I think. And I don't have my notes here with me. Let's see. Nope. Hey, when did I know when to look at it? Hold on. I'm trying to see what. I hate this. I hate this. I hate that I'm doing this because it's the only way I'm going to be able to find it. There was a big play. What was the big play that he ran to when he got with Jaden Higgins? Because I was like, oh, that is a damn good play that he ran. That was a damn good call. All right, let me see. If I can't find it, I'm just going to move on. But I know it was a 2nd down, and it was a 2nd and 1. That's not it. is it in the third quarter? Let me see. Second and 6. This is what we do. This is how it happens. Everything don't always run smoothly on the Texans happy hour. There we go. There we go. All right. Now I found it. It's in the fourth quarter. Okay. Fourth quarter. That was nice to Schultz. I just found it. How much time was left? I just seen it. This is the fourth quarter. Come on, Sarge. How you find it and then you lose it? There we go. All right. It was a 2nd and 1 from the Houston 49. That's why I couldn't find it. Oh, shoot. Dang, I lost my people. All right, hold on. That's why I could not find it. Okay. There we go. Got it. Got it. I 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 got it. Got it. Got it. David is low key behind you if you want to let me know. All right. So I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. All right. On the 4th down play, I was wondering, hey, why didn't you get creative like you did here on 2nd and 1? This, hey, I'm not going to even lie. This play right here is by far one of the best plays I've seen the Houston Texans run the entire night. This is the best play that they've run in 2025. And I know it's only been 2 weeks. I know that. But this is the best play that they have ran the whole time. Watch. And Higgins had to fight through traffic. Now, look, once he fights through the traffic, he's wide open. CJ hits him. And as a rookie, he's going to have to learn how to get through that traffic earlier. He's going to have to learn, but it was good enough for CJ to be able to roll out and hit him. And this is what he can do once he gets the ball in his hands. That was his only catch. So this is what I want to know. Why didn't you do something like this at the end zone? Why didn't you run some type of play like this at the end zone? I'm glad Titus didn't hit that guy because they would have been saying illegal man downfield or blocking downfield. You got to run something. You got to run something like that. You got to run something like that, or because I'm proficient in my Madden skills, or I was proficient in my Madden skills. Boom, 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 boom. But the 4th down play. This is the last play that I want to. No, I got to show you the Henry Toa play too. But this right here, 4th and 1 from the Tampa Bay goal line. Watch this. This is what I don't understand. Yes, CJ could have sneaked it or something. That's exactly what I thought too. All right, I'm sharing my screen now. I got a question, right? So you got everybody, you're overloading the left side, and then what do? You roll CJ out to the left side. Okay, got it. Dare, we're going to have a talk about Dare Ugabawale. We are. I hope they don't strip the C off his chest, but he going to have to play better. So you're rolling CJ out, right? Everybody is covered. I want to ask you all something. Hey, you see Harrison Bryant right here? And look, I'm going to be honest with you. Not only has Madden made me look for things like this, I'm going to tell you who would have ran the play that I'm about to say to perfection. The Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs would have ran this play to perfection because I feel like Andy Reid would have done exactly what I'm about to say. I want you all to look right here, right? I want you all, let me back it up a little bit. Let me back it up. You got Jaden Higgins coming in motion. So you got your two big wide receivers on the left side, along with you got Harrison Bryant at the right here at the end of the line. You got Jaden Higgins right here. You got Nico Collins. You roll to Nico's side. You roll to Higgins' side, right? Stop it right here. Hey, you know what the Kansas City Chiefs love to do? They love to make this guy think that the tight end is blocking, and then they seep him right into here, into this open area. Patrick Mahomes loves to roll out, stop, and throw back to this guy right here. So, hindsight is 2020. I know. I'm just asking, could that have been an option? Look, because if you roll this way, but make him go out this way to take him away, this is going to be wide. If he seeps through here, it's going to be wide open. Harrison Bryant bumps right there, right? Harrison Bryant bumps right there. And then let's go of the block and just seeps and give CJ another target right here. You only giving him really two options, but if you could give him a third option right here, all right, let's look at it from another end zone view. Maybe you all can see it better. See what I'm saying? If he acts like he's blocking here and that CJ rolling, he finds his way into this area, then you're putting pressure on these guys who are not even worried about him. They're watching CJ. All he has to do is come back right here. That's just me. Y'all know, that's just me. That's just me, y'all. I don't know. So the Houston Texans left a lot of plays out on the field. They left a lot of plays, I feel, out on the field, things that they could have done better at. All right, we're about to take a break. When we come back, I know. Y'all think that it was the defense's fault that the Houston Texans lost that game. Okay, not all of you all, but some of you all do. Some of you all think that the Houston Texans defense lost that game on that game-winning drive by Baker Mayfield. I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. We'll be back.
Hi, Laura Williams coming to you here from Easy Honda. Just want to remind you that this is my new home, and here at Easy Honda, we are here to take care of all your vehicle needs. From new vehicles to pre-owned vehicles, we've got what you are looking for. And if you're a business and you're looking for vehicles, we've got a great selection here at our dealership. For any information on getting your next vehicle here at Easy Honda, you can reach me at 281-224-3666. Remember to ask for Laura Williams. We make it easy here at Easy Honda.
Hey, welcome back. I know my wife is like, why are you so loud? Close the door. It's because I miss you, honey. Welcome back. You're tuned to the Texans Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. They say you can't buy wine. Can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine. And that's the closest thing to it. All right. Texas fans, woosah. Before we move to the defensive side of the ball, let me say this, right? Because we've talked about a lot of the bad things that happened on the offense. We talked about, about how bad the offense was. Even D'Amico Ryans talked about how bad the offense played. I'm going to put a clip out coming up after this. After we get off of here, I'm going to put a clip out because I asked D'Amico Ryans. You know what I think? Where my question at? I got it written down somewhere. Oh. I said, how much do you involve yourself in the offense as far as plays, personnel, etc.? And I'm going to put his answer out here. But y'all know me. Hey, man, I'm a positive person. I asked the question on social media about, hey, how people stay mad for so long on social media. Like, how you use your thumbs to type out your anger. Like, in the midst of using your thumbs to type out your anger, you don't get mad? Like, you don't get mad? I'm sorry. You don't get mad. You don't read your anger and say, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this. Like when you're using your thumbs, right? You're using your thumbs, and then you got to proofread it. And then by the time you proofread it, you don't say to yourself, hey, there's some stupid shit I'm about to say. Why am I so angry? Why am I so upset? Now, some of you all play characters, and I get it. Some of you all play characters, and I get it. So I don't know. A lot of you all have been mad since yesterday. How do you harbor and carry that amount of anger? That's crazy. I digress. There are some good things that happen on the offensive side of the ball. Woody Marks, who I have been saying, and I said this in my post game. What did I say, y'all? Hey, by the bye week, Woody Marks may be the starter for the Houston Texans. I told you all that during the preseason. I said Woody Marks could be, and I said the only thing that we need to see from Woody Marks is how does he perform when it comes to pass blocking duties. Last night we seen on Monday night we seen the way that Woody Marks can run. We seen the way that Woody Marks can catch, right? We seen the way he can run. We seen the way that he can catch. And if you all remember how he picked up that block on the blitz, and once he can do that on a consistent basis, then you will see how you'll see how he has incorporated himself into the offense. I think that he did well. I think that Ariante Ursary did an outstanding job at that left tackle position. I have an article that's going to come out. I got an opportunity to speak with him after the game. You know, one of the things he said is that he just felt like he was back at his natural position. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later on. I hope that you all get an opportunity to read the article over at www.bigsargemedia.com. But Ariante Ursary did an outstanding job. He only gave up 3 quarterback pressures, didn't give up a sack. Did not give up a sack. So he's only getting better playing on that side of the ball. Before we move to the defense, I got to talk about the special teams. What did I say? My over and under for Jalen Noel scoring a special teams touchdown is 3. I got him over 3 touchdowns as far as special teams is concerned this year. I wish that I was a man that knew how to bet. I wish I knew. Hell, I just found out what a parlay was yesterday. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, one second.
So, I typed a text to a girl I used to see, saying that I chose this cutie pie with whom I want to be.
1 second.
I apologize if this message gets you down. And then I CC'd every girl that I'd CC around town. And
hate to see her frown, but I'd rather see her smiling. Wetness all around me, true, but I'm no island. Peninsula, maybe. I'm playing the international players anthem so I can get myself together before I cuss. Don't come equipped with rearview mirrors, they dip.
As quick as they can.
The atmosphere is now ripped. I'm glad it's night. From the sun, on my bum, high jump the broom. Like a preemie out the womb, my partner yelling too soon. Don't do it. Reconsider. Read some litter. Sure on the subject. You sure? Fuck it. Hey, Joe Beck is in my in my TikTok feed right now, in my TikTok live feed saying the Colts got the AFC South on lock this year. Hey, Joe Beck. Hey, we do agree. Hey, International's Player Anthem is an amazing song. I remember listening to that thing. I honestly listened to it 50 times in a row, and I was a teacher. So, yeah, the whole class period, I listened to it over and over and over and again. May not have been 50, could have been more like 15, but still. Hey, man, you coming up here talking about the Colts got the AFC South on lock this year when, listen to it on the way to high school every day. You coming up in here talking about the Colts got the AFC South on lock when it took a fake penalty for y'all to win a game? It took a fake penalty for the Colts to beat the Denver Broncos. What? You're putting your hopes, your dreams, and your aspirations on Danny Dimes? Are you serious right now? You got one time to play with me, the second time, you know how they go, right? You seen the TikToks. Is you cool? Is you cool? The Colts. For as bad as the Houston Texans offense has looked for 2 games in the 2025 season, ain't no way in hell, ain't no way in Hades, ain't no way that I'm about to say the Indianapolis Colts. You talking about the same? Hold on for a second. Chrissy. They play in Lucas Oil Field, right? Yeah. You're trying to tell me that Lucas Oil Field, a.k.a. the house that Nico Collins built. Bro, did you just not hear what I said that Nico did in the first game in 2024? 6 receptions, 117 yards. Okay, maybe that ain't good for you. If I'm not mistaken, help me out, chat. Help me out. Didn't Nico have like 195 yards receiving in a must-win game in week 18 in 2023? It was win or go home. Are you serious right now? You know who you sound like, A. Joe Beck? You know who you sound like? T.Y. Hilton is the owner of NRG Statement. Wait, T.Y. Hilton is the owner of NRG Stadium. Yeah, he used to be. I'm not going to take that away from you. Yes, T.Y. Hilton used to be at NRG what Nico Collins is at the Collins resident. Like Nico got 2 homes, 3. One in Alabama, one in Houston, and one in Indianapolis. What are we talking about here? Hey, am I lying, chat? Didn't Nico have like 195 yards in that must-win game? Hold on, y'all. I got to close this door because I'm hollering too loud and I don't want to interrupt my wife. I think she's watching a WNBA game. I'm lying? Win or go home. Y'all went home. It was win or go home, and the Colts went home. Don't you fix your lips to say that the Colts got the AFC South on lock. No possible way. Y'all gonna have to prove it to me. You know what? I know. We're gonna get to the defense, y'all. Hey, I'm here for a minute for y'all. Hey, we're gonna get to the defense in a minute, y'all. Hey.
Emotional damage.
Hey. 2023, the same year that Nico was destroying you all in the win or go home game, right? When Nico was destroying you all in the win or go home game, was the same amount of time that the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had started off amazing through that 2023 season, was fighting for their lives. You see, the Houston Texans pretty much controlled their own destiny to the playoffs. All they had to do was come to the Collins residence in Indianapolis. That's the home that Nico Collins built. All they had to do was come to Lucas Oil Stadium, where Nico Collins got the keypad. He got the code to get into the stadium. He got the code to the security cameras. He get free concessions. They give him free T-shirts. He's the only player in the NFL that has a parking spot. He's the only one that has a parking spot at Lucas Oil Stadium that doesn't play for the Colts. Big Saw, it's all love. You just gotta follow. Looking for you already know. But that 2023 season, if I'm not mistaken, there was another team in the AFC South that controlled their destiny. All they had to do was win and they were in, they would have even won the AFC South. And then they choked on Sunday after watching the Houston Texans beat the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah. Hey, you know what else I want to tell you real quick before I move on back over to talk about Monday night's game between the Houston Texans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? We got to get to the defense. You didn't even let me finish talking about the offense. I mean, the special teams. You know what's so funny? I take that back. Hey, Joe back. Hey, got some heat. hey, Joe back. Let me tell you this. You know what? Let me tell you this. I owe you a gift. Hit me up in the chat where I can find you at. I owe you a gift. Because in all actuality, I just thought about it. You helped me segue, what we like to call in the business. You're helping me segue into talking about the defense. And the reason why I say that is because there's no possible way on Beyonce's internet that you think your quarterback, Daniel Jones, you think your quarterback, Danny Dimes, can hold up against this Texans defense? Week 1, they gave up 14 points to a Hall of Famer. They gave up 14 points to a Pro Football Hall of Famer in Matthew Stafford. They gave up 14 points to a Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback. They gave up 14 points to a Pro Football Hall of Fame wide receiver in Devontae Adams. 14. Week 2, they gave up 14 points all the way until it was 2 minutes left in the game. 2 minutes left into the game is when the Houston Texans defense gave up a score. They had been pitching a shut. They gave up 7 points in the first quarter to the Buccaneers. They gave up 7 points in the second quarter to the Buccaneers. They didn't relinquish any points in the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, at the end of the game, they finally gave up a touchdown, another touchdown. In 2 games, they've only given up 17 points. And you got to factor in the last the last drive, Baker Mayfield. I won't take that away from him. 17 points. Did you hear me say that the Texans offense only averages 14 points? Now, if the defense is only giving up 17, only 17, but the offense can only score 14, there's no possible way in hell that you think that Daniel Jones, you think Danny Dimes is Matthew Stafford? Do you believe that Danny Dimes is Baker Mayfield? Because if you believe that he's either one of those quarterbacks, the Colts have a chance. The Colts have a chance. If you believe that he's any one of those, I was an AR guy, but Danny Dimes got me believing in him. He's balling, lots of weapons. But they should have lost to the Broncos yesterday. They should have lost to the Broncos. It says the Colts rips us a new one. Not gonna lie, the Colts know. Who? Anybody else watch the Colts game besides me on Sunday? See, I watched the Colts game because at that time, the Broncos was my fantasy football defense. So I watched the game. And at the end of the game, they shit the bed. not wet it. They pooped in it. And a fake call got them another opportunity to win the game. What are we talking about here? Do not get me wrong. I like Tyler Warren, the tight end. I like Jonathan Taylor. I don't know what Daniel Jones can do when he's under pressure. Does he like to take the ball down and run? Yes, but he's no Baker Mayfield. He is no Baker Mayfield. I digress. The Houston Texans special teams had an outstanding did an outstanding job on Monday night. They blocked a punt. Jalen Noel had a 54-yard return in order to get them into position to win the game. They caused a missed field goal. I mean, they were balling. And so, which brings me to my next point. You all just heard me give this dissertation when I was talking to A Joe Bet. Hey, nice to see you, man. Come back. We all family here. This AFC South love. They shoot at each other back and forth. Hey, I'm not a Texas fan. I just cover the Texans, so I watched a lot of the AFC South. And thanks for joining the show. A lot of people are upset with the defense. Now, they're more upset with the offense than they are with the defense, but a lot of people are upset with the defense, in particular on that last drive. Let's start here, right? Let's not start here because let's get to where I'm going to get to. But let's talk about this. I did not like the way that the Texans defense came out early in the game. They did not set the tone in the way that they needed to as far as the run game is stopping the run game is concerned. In the first half, they let Bucky Irvin average 5.9 yards a carry, and they let Rachaad White average 5 yards a carry. So Bucky Irvin averaged almost 6 yards a carry, and Rachaad White averaged 5 yards a carry. You're not going to stay or compete in any game when you're giving up that many yards per run play, because every time you're just making the field short for them. You're always making the field short for them. You're always making the drive short for them. Now, as time went on, they were able to do some things, but the Houston Texans defense gave up 169 yards rushing. 169 yards rushing. A lot of that came from not tackling. There was a lot of missed tackles. Patton said that D-line was still in week 1 last night. Yeah, I'm not going to even lie. Sheldon Rankins seemed like he was the only defensive lineman that really came to play last night on Monday night, but they look bad. And when you're running that wide 9 concept, meaning that the wide 9 means that Will Anderson Jr. is on the outside shoulder of the last man on this side of the line, and Danielle Hunter is doing the exact same thing on the other side. Does that leave the middle of those run lanes exposed? It can, just depending on what they're running. But that's when the defensive line, the defensive tackles, have to step up and try to cause as much chaos and confusion until the linebackers come. Last night was the first time that I seen that front 7 not really be as productive as they needed to be, which is still in the just like what Patton said, which is highly unlikely for a Miko defense. Yes, 169 yards rushing is a lot, and you giving up 169 yards rushing like that, you're going to put your team in a bad situation. You're going to put your team in a situation to whereas they're going to, you're always going to be playing from behind the sticks. What I mean by playing behind the sticks is if you got it, Baker Mayfield can pick up 2 yards with his eyes closed. And don't get me wrong. you figure that if you stop Baker Mayfield, right? If you stop Baker Mayfield from passing, what did he end up with? He ended up with 215 yards passing. He only had 109 in the first half. And he had 2 touchdowns in the first half and didn't have any touchdowns in the passing touchdowns in the second half. So you figure that if you could stop him from passing and getting the ball to Mike Evans, getting the ball to the rookie Emeka Egbuka, like you stop him from letting him operate the way that he wants to freely, you should. I'm not going to even lie to you. I forgot Bucky Irvin was in the league. I didn't even remember that Bucky Irvin was in the league. I did not. I don't even know who Rachaad White is. I know who Bucky Irvin is. I've never heard of Rachaad White. It's no disrespect to you, Mr. White. It's not. I've never heard of you before. But in the first half, you're averaging 5 yards a carry. And Bucky Irvin is averaging 5.9 yards a carry. Something ain't right. Something is not right. And when you look at that, oh my God, y'all give me a second. Oh, I forgot. Give me a second. Chrissy, I'm almost done. I'll come cook in just a second. Are you hungry? I forgot I gotta cook dinner. Sheesh. I forgot I gotta cook dinner. I gotta hurry this thing up. But you can't give up 169 yards rushing and expect you can't give up 169 yards rushing and then expect to still win the game. And even though you held them to 14 points until the last 2 minutes of the game, you got to get better. You can't. That's unacceptable, especially for a DeMeco Ryans led defense. That's unacceptable when you got players who can make tackles, who did not make tackles. There's a lot of missed tackles. One of the things that DeMeco harped on in the press conference, on a post-game press conference on Monday night and on today on the Zoom, was we missed too many tackles. We missed too many tackles. We got to tackle. We got to tackle. You got to wrap up. You can't hit with your shoulders. You got to wrap up. And so they missed a lot of tackles. They gave up a lot of rushing yards, and you cannot do that when you're trying to win a game. Yes, JBJ, Tampa was more physical up front. They surely was. And so you're giving up that amount of rushing yards. You're giving up that amount of runs per play. You're still in the game. And then that last drive happened. And this is where, y'all gotta watch who you interact with on social media. Not only do you have to watch who you interact with on social media, you gotta watch who is saying what, right? Because you got a lot of people who will post on social media that could give a damn about if they right, if they wrong, indifferent. What type of reaction am I getting? And that's from some media members on down. Because I'm looking at social media last night, and if I wasn't at the game watching, and if I didn't have access to advanced stats, I say to myself, damn, according to social media, Derek Stingley Jr. is playing like trash. Somebody said, oh, Derek Stingley Jr. is good. He looks like doo-doo against Mike Evans. And I'm saying to myself, are we watching? There's no possible way we could watch the same game. No possible way. Let me give you these stats real quick. Let's go to receiving by defender, and let's go to Mike Evans. It says Mike Evans by nearest defender, cornerback, Derek Stingley. 9 targets, 3 receptions, 36 yards. Average separation, 1.3. Where was Stingley playing like trash at? Well, where was Stingley playing like trash? I don't think y'all heard me. What was Stingley playing like trash at? Targeted 9 times, gave up 3 catches for 36 yards. You know how many routes Mike Evans ran against Derek Stingley Jr.? 29. He ran 29 routes. 74.4% of his routes were ran against Derek Stingley. And Stingley pressed him 65.5% of the time. And he gave up 3 catches for 36 yards. If you leave it up to these dweebs and these nutsacks, they'll tell you some of the craziest stuff you've ever heard online. They'll let you, they'll make you think that Derek Stingley and Kamari Lassiter ain't balling when they are balling. If I don't know nothing else, those two in the first 2 weeks look exactly how you would expect them to look. Derek Stingley is having one hell of a year already in 2 games. I digress. You want to talk about the defense. You want to talk about how they gave up the play, right? You want to talk about how they gave up the game-winning touchdown. Raise your hand if you know how many plays the defense played on Monday night. Raise your hand if you know how many plays the defense played and how many plays the offense for the Texans ran. Okay, I got to go cook. I'll speed this thing up. The Texans defense was on the field for 72 plays. 72. The offense ran 46 plays. Now, I'm not a math major. The best thing about math for me is counting money. I'm cool with that. As long as I know how to count money, I'm cool. I ain't no math major. Sometimes I still go like this or use my fingers. Sometimes I use my toes. Sometimes I got to write it out. Sometimes I got to use my phone. I ain't no math major. But I do know that if your offense is only on the field for 46 plays and your defense is on the field for 72, that's a lot of plays. That is a lot of plays. That's a lot. On the Texans cookout today, when I was asked, "Hey, what was your one big takeaway from the game?" Is that the offense did not help out the defense, and that's why you seen them at the end. Where's the defense out? Exactly, Robert. Exactly. Where's the defense out? That's why at the end you seen them gasping for air. That's why they look so tired at the end of the game. And if you're in this 2-minute drill, like, I don't care how conditioned you are, if you're in the game for 72 plays, that is a lot of plays. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken, had the ball for almost 40 minutes on offense. Almost 40 minutes. Let me make sure I give you all the right stats. Team stats. Time of possession. Where is it? Hold on. Boop, boop, ba-doo, boop, boop, ba-doo. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Time of possession. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense was on the field for 37 minutes. 37 minutes. This will cause injuries too. Exactly. Thank you. Go kick. Is that it? You from Louisiana. I see how you spell go. But 37 minutes and 9 seconds they were on the field. The Texas defense. The Texas offense was only on the field for 22 minutes and 51 seconds. How in the hell do you expect this defense to hold up for that long going up against a player like Baker Mayfield? I get it. I understand. They got him down to 4th and 10, and we're going to talk about the play. We're going to even look at the play that they converted on 4th and 10, and you know how everybody's talking about hearing Toa. I get it. I got it. That's cool. Everybody got their own opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. That's cool. I look at it a little bit different, but what you all see is what you all see, right? because I'm taking into totality of everything that happened. And we're talking about at the end of the game. But that's neither here nor there, because I really can't dive into it like I want to, because then some of y'all are gonna say that I am caping for Henry, because I talk to Henry every week, and y'all gonna be, oh, so you just trying to take up for Henry. No, you all are entitled. Everybody may see things a different way. Everybody may take things into totality a different way. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. Henry missed the tackle. He missed the tackle. Henry was also your leading tackler. It's neither here nor there. Henry also didn't play bad in coverage. Not bad. He didn't play great, but he didn't play bad in coverage. And I got to talk to Aziz on Wednesday about this interception that he should have had. It's like you went to that skills camp, that defensive back skills camp with Derek Stingley Sr., and you didn't come up with that catch. But I blame the defense for I blame the defense for their run, for the run defense. I blame the defense for their run, not being able to stop the run. Excuse me. I blame them for not being able to stop the run. Sorry, you need to go to Jacksonville. No, I can't make it to Jacksonville. Plus, I got a 5K this weekend. I blame the Texans defense for not being able to stop the run. I blame the Texans defense for having, I'll let you know, I got it written right here. I told y'all, look, man, I be doing my work, man. I'm old school. I write stuff down. I blame them for their run defense, giving up 169 yards rushing, right? I blame them for that. I blame them for having 12 missed tackles. I blame them for that. Even though I can make a case that if we go missed tackles at the end of the game compared to the beginning of the game, yeah, I don't want to use stats because stats can be skewed, which means that I can make that 12 benefit me in the way that I look at it. So I'm just going to say they had 12 missed tackles, and that's still unacceptable. 12 missed tackles, gave up 169 yards rushing, right? But to blame them for losing the game, I don't even know if I can really talk football with you. You know who be doing all that? Hold on, let me tell you. Do y'all know this? Do y'all know who this is? That's the Angry Birds song. That's what I look at. You remember Twitter when it was X, when it was Twitter, used to be a little bird. And that's what I say. It's a bunch of little angry birds all the time, just chirping away on Twitter. Just chirping. It's the defense's fault. Derek Stingley Jr. looks like blah, blah, blah. It's the defense's fault. I get it. They was on the field for 37 minutes. And the crazy part about it is, it was almost more. That's another story for another time. But now, let me turn my attention to the Angry Birds. Hey, Angry Birds, I got something for you.
I just looked at my wrist, I got time today. Get them crossing the line today. The hate be so real, the love be fake. Be bumping they gums and bumping my tape. Don't.
I just looked at my wrist. I got time today. If you continue with this narrative that the defense lost the game, I'm probably going to start calling some of y'all out because, I don't care. It is nothing but a bunch of ones and zeros to me. And I'm not going to do it in a salacious type of way. I'm not going to be malicious. I'm not going to belittle you. I'm not going to criticize you to the point where you're going to want to fight. I'm just going to tell you continuously that you're wrong until you either block me or I block you. That's neither here nor there. The 169 yards, unacceptable. Still held him to 14 points. The 5.9 rushing yards in the first half. The 5 yards rushing by one by Bucky Irvin, another by Rachaad White. They clean that up in the second half. They keep Baker Mayfield contained. They hold him to 14 points, and they had him within a fourth down of being able to get out of that game get out of that game with the win. Now, I got time today. Let me tell you all something. The Texans, they would have loved to have the win, but that does not cover up or mask everything that they done wrong. Everything that they done wrong would have still been magnified. They just would have gotten the win. That would have been one of the ugliest wins. But to sit here on Beyonce's internet and continuously blame the defense when we saw the ineptitude of the offense is crazy as hell to me. That's one of the things that I can't understand. Now, I'm going to get to this play, and let me tell you this. I got to go cook for my wife. We're going to go over this play. I got to cook for my wife. But if you have time, I will be back because I need to open up the phone lines, and I need to make sure that I can read these comments so that I can come back. I also got questions. So I'm going to come back and do another Texans happy hour after I feed my wife, but I got to go feed my wife first. So with that being said, let's look at this last play. Like I said, okay. For those of y'all on Twitter, I'm going to figure out a way. I told you all I'm going to figure out a way. Where are we at? Here we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I'm sorry for those of y'all on TikTok. Let me share my screen with the people on. Here we go. Sorry, DQ. I got my wife is home. I gotta go. I gotta cook. I gotta feed her. So let's look at this play, y'all. Here we go. Let's look at this play from the sideline view first. Right. This is the 4th and 10 play. This is the 4th and 10 play where the defense is on the field against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Got him at 4th and 10. I'm gonna do it from the end zone view. Okay, so we got Will and Daniil in the wide 9. We got Foley Fatukasi and hold on, I gotta start the play. Oh, Foley Fatukasi and Mario Edwards Jr. in the game. So you see, they're blitzing, right? They're bringing Jalen Petrie off the corner and dropping Azeez Al-Shaair into coverage. And then Henry is going to come on a delayed blitz. So you see right here, it's going to be Azeez holding the back out of the backfield, right? You got CJ Gardner-Johnson looks like he's coming down. Let me take it this way now that I know. So you see, you got Jalen Petrie blitzing. You got Azeez dropping in the coverage. You got CJ Gardner-Johnson on this man. You got Kamari Lassiter here. You got Derek Stingley Jr. over there with Mike Evans. Now let's look at it from the end zone this way. So you see, they're getting pressure. They're getting pressure. And here comes Henry off the side. I want y'all, and y'all answer me this, because there's a lot of people who watch football who I respect. And I just want you all to tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. All right. I'm going to let the play run. You're going to see. Here comes Henry. Right. And he misses the tackle. Okay. Let's look at it from this angle. Because y'all see things differently than I see things. I don't want you to say, Sarge, you caping for Henry. I don't. But what I'm just asking if y'all see something different than what I see. And I'm not, hey, look, Henry plays football. He plays linebacker. He's supposed to make the tackle. This is his play to make. I just think that, just look. Here we go. Here comes Henry, right? Here comes Henry. You got Bucky Irvin picking up Jalen Petrie. And here comes Henry. Look at the angle that he takes. He takes the nearest angle closest to coming off of here to fill this gap. Now, because he plays so aggressive, I'm pretty sure when he goes back and he looks at this play, he's going to say, I should have slowed down to get in the way of Baker. I should have got in his way. But look, as he's coming around, Baker has already identified that Henry is coming at full speed. So watch what he does. He shakes him. He shakes him. Baker Mayfield was shaking people all night. I understand. Sure. Let's blame Henry. This is his job. This is Henry's job to tackle the quarterback. What happened was, because he plays with his hair on fire, I'm pretty sure when he goes back and he looks for future references, when they run this defensive play again, they're going to tell him, hey, one, KYP, know your personnel, slow yourself down. We don't need you to make the sack. We just need you to get in the way. And that's where Henry made the mistake. I'm more putting the blame on him for not breaking down than I am for him missing the tackle, because this isn't an easy tackle to make when you're coming full speed and you're trying to arm tackle. If Henry when he comes around this lineman and he slows himself down, now he gets in front of Baker. At this point, he shouldn't be trying to make the sack. He should be just trying to get in front of him and flush him into the pressure. Watch. Now, if Henry just gets in the way right here, he flushes him back into all of this. Just get in the way. Just come here and stand in the way, because you're not going to get away coming out this way. You're not going to get out coming out this way. What Henry, I feel like he should have done, he should have flushed him back this way. When you look at the sideline view, when you look at the sideline view, the way Henry is coming, you've got to know that this is his escape route. Stand in the way. You don't have to make the play. I know you want to make the sack. Stand in the way. The good thing about me talking to Henry every week is we're going to go over this play on either tomorrow, which is Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm going to ask him about this, and I will have an answer for you all. But let's look at it from the end zone. If he flushes him, all you got to do is get in the way. Just come here and stop. Baker has already adjusted for Henry, right? He's already adjusted. And you're not going to bring Baker Mayfield down at this angle. So while a lot of you all are mad that he missed the tackle, I'm not mad at all. I'm not looking at the missed tackle. There is more at play than just him missing the tackle. He's not going to make this type of arm tackle on Baker Mayfield unless he grabs his face mask. Let's look at it from a different way. He's not going to make this play. He takes the right angle. He just doesn't slow himself down. I feel like when he's coming around the corner here, slow down. Trust your coverage. Trust your back end. You don't have to make this play. Just put the pressure, right? And see, because even if you're right here, you're too wide now, and now you're trying to come back. I'm not worried about him missing the tackle. This is what you should be worried about. Right here. He's out of position. When he comes here, should have been taken this angle right here. He's coming around. Once he gets, and I know this is going at full speed, and I'm able to break this thing down. Once you get here, you come around the corner, slow down. Watch it. Trust your coverage. Trust the backside. Trust that. Trust your backside. Force them into the pressure. You're not gonna. Is this a missed tackle? Yes, it is. Nobody. Will and Daniil are probably the only ones that can make this tackle. Will and Daniil are probably the only one. Will, if he reaches out and grab you right here, he's got you. If Daniil reaches out and grab you right here, he has you. Henry hasn't played enough NFL football at this position yet to be able to do this. One thing that Will Anderson Jr. has learned from Daniil is how to make your hands stronger. But this is this angle right here. You're never going to stop Baker Mayfield taking this angle. You're not. And Baker Mayfield, look, he's a running quarterback. So his mindset is, hey, look, I planted right and I'm going to cut back left because I got all this open field once that happens. And that's exactly what happened. That's how I look at it. Don't let these people on the internet gaslight you talking about he missed the tackle. The missed tackle, if somebody is telling you, if their sole purpose is to just keep talking about the missed tackle, if their sole purpose is just to keep talking about how he missed the tackle, stop talking football with that person. Stop talking football with that person because they're not watching. They're not looking. I knew that I knew that before I even watched the play slow down. I didn't even have access to that until this morning. I just watched, and I'm saying to myself, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something is not right. I don't care. Listen, let me tell you something. There's not too many people in the NFL that can arm tackle. It's not. But when I'm looking, and like I said, I am going to ask Henry, hey, on that play, was your responsibility the gap to get in front of Baker? That's what I'm going to ask. The only thing he can tell me is yes or no, or he's like, Sarge, I got to do better. If he says that, then okay. I'm going to tell you exactly what he tells me. Because I'm going to tell him, I'm asking you this question on the record. I'm not going to video it or anything, but I'm going to ask him the question on the record. So if you're talking football with somebody, right? If you're talking football with somebody and they say, we lost the game because Henry missed a tackle. No, you lost the game because Henry was out of position. You didn't lose the game because Henry missed the tackle. You lost I don't even want to say lost the game. You didn't give up. The Texans didn't give up a 4th and 10 play because Henry Toa missed the tackle. The Buccaneers converted on 4th and 10 because Henry did not play sound gap responsibility. And this is why you are a part of the Texans tailgate and Texans happy hour and Big Sarge experience. There's been a lot of you all who are watching anonymously who have written me off. Hey, look, everybody can watch. I'm cool with that. Hell, you've been using my takes anyway. There ain't no reason to stop today. With that being said, there's a lot of you all that write me off because of my platform, because you don't hear me on the radio every day, because, I don't work for these major platforms or whatever the case may be. And that's cool. I can't like who you like. Let me tell you something real quickly. when my late wife Jamila was living, right? She has 4 kids from a previous marriage. Those kids became my kids, right? Those kids became my kids. Their dad is not the best person in the world. Their dad is, I think that man got 15 kids. I think that Mila's youngest son and one of his sisters are like 6 months apart, and they were still married. I think her mother was actually sleeping with Mila's brother and her husband at the same time. That's neither here nor there. That's something else that we got to talk about. You know what I used to tell him? I'm not finna say nothing bad about your daddy. If you love your daddy, love your daddy. It's not my responsibility or my place to tell you not to love your daddy. I'm not here to tell you not to love your pops. That's your daddy. He ain't my daddy. So how I feel about him don't mean nothing. I didn't badmouth that. I never badmouthed him. I always responded to what he said to me. I always responded to what he said to me. I never initiated because I didn't care. I don't care about you, bro. I don't. I'm here. I'm married. I don't care. If these are your kids, hey, they all have phones. You know how I know? Because I'm paying for them. You want to call them? You want to talk to them? Call them. Don't call my wife. You ain't got no, there's no business to be discussed between you and my wife. She don't want to talk to you. Them your kids. Talk to your kids. This is even before we got married. I used to be like, hey, bro, your kids are in school. Why are you calling here? Why are you calling this phone? Them your kids. I used to tell the kids all the time, hey, man, if you love your pops, love your pops. I ain't tripping on that. Love who you love. Bro, I don't care. That's your daddy, not mine. I don't care. Y'all are going to see who he is for yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with that. They ain't got nothing to do with me. And over time, and to this day, right now, they see. But can't none of them say Brian ever talked bad about my daddy unless he was responding to something my daddy said. Now that I got this call-in line and I'm starting to do this Buzzed and Petty show, we'll talk about the time that I drove from Georgia to Florida 2 times in one day and tell them to come outside. And hey man, I don't know how y'all used to doing it where you from, but where I'm from, it ain't gonna be too much of the bumping. I ain't got time to be doing all this lip talking. I'm a big guy, man. I gotta save my breath for 3 minutes in a fight is a long time. I don't want to go back and forth with you. I'm not a thumb thug, bro. So I'm not finna text back and forth with you. I'm not finna bump gums with you back and forth. If you got something you need to get off your chest, let's do this face to face, man to man. I'll tell you about that. I'll also tell you about the time I pulled up at his mama's house and he wouldn't come outside. That's neither here nor there. I digress. The reason why I tell you all that is, hey man, wherever you love getting your Texans content from, get it. Wherever you like getting your Texans, catch this square. Hey, you're right, Senior Boble. Catch that square. Listen, wherever you get your Texans content from, whoever you like following, whoever you like listen to, I have no problem with that. That's your preference. They're your preference. I may not be your preference, or I may be your preference, and they might not be your preference. It's okay. That don't bother me none. The only thing that I don't like is don't talk down on me and my platform because you don't like it. Then go where you like it. Go where you like it. If you don't like it over here, you gotta talk down on it. I don't tell you, you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff. This over here, this some good shit over here. This over here, this is good. I had to cop a square in jail one time. Conditionally accepted. All right, y'all, I gotta go cook for my wife. I will be back. I will be back, y'all. Hey, appreciate it, TikTok. Let me end that right now because my wife is hungry. I'm coming. I had to tell her that. All right, y'all. Man, this has been amazing. When I come back, after I cook, We come back and I come back on here, the phone lines will be open. Oh, hold on. Y'all give me a second. Y'all take this number down. 281-940-4416. That don't even sound right, do it? 281-940-44. Sounds ridiculous. 281-940-4416. I need to write that down because I was looking for that number today. I was like, hey, man, what's that number again? 281-440. Oh, 940. 281-940. You know what? You know what the crazy part about it was? Okay, hold on. And let me tell you what the crazy part about it is. Tay, I'm gonna try to do it in about an hour and a half. I gotta fix my I gotta go fix my wife the dinner. I gotta fix my wife. Pull up at baby daddy mom's. Yeah, I did. Hey, look, you know what the crazy part about 281-330-8004? 281-330. Y'all do realize that O is a letter and 0 is a number. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that O is a letter, not a number. So when you be giving out your number, yeah, 281-940. Hold on, my guy. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. 281-33. What? What are you saying? 281-94 what? Two 940 is. Let me get myself up out of here. Let me get myself up out of here. You've been tuned to the Texas Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. They say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine. That's the closest thing to it. Make sure you go to www.hallfamilyestates.com for all your winery needs. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Subscribe to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. And follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Because, you know, we do everything for the gram. And Texans fans, please, 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 by Wednesday, I hope that you do not have
Emotional damage.
Big Sarge. I'm out.
Big Sarge.